Meanwhile, back here at home, the unrest in Portland continues to rage out of control. Antifa terrorists are destroying government. Oh, wait, that's the White House. Oh, that's what Trump did on purpose, without permission, to the White House. I told you we should have made him put down a security deposit.
Actually, the people who work for him now should remember. He said that the people who work for Obama, they're not protected by the immunity decision. Well, all you people who are getting those jobs right now, working for Donald Trump, whether you be the lowliest ICE agent or Stephen Miller himself, you better watch it, because you don't have immunity.
When late-night sarcasm collides with lawyer-level trolling, you get Jimmy Kimmel and George Conway roasting Trump like a 4th of July barbecue gone off the rails. The jokes are sharp, the ego's cracking, and somewhere in Florida, a golf cart might be trembling. What unfolds isn't just comedy. It's a public meltdown in real time, wrapped in punchlines and fueled by chaos. Grab your popcorn.
President, he had fake Time magazine covers hanging on the walls of his golf club, for real. But this one, I guess, conjured up some mixed feelings because of the photo being used.
I think everybody overthinks this guy. There's no strategy. There is no thought. And the brand is just him. He lives in this world where there's just him. Okay?
But it's not just him, George. It's a hell of a lot of people out there who've gotten sucked up into this thing and that are perpetuating
I agree with
that brand.
I'm talking about in his mind.
Okay.
None of us.
If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Jimmy Kimmel apparently decided late-night TV wasn't chaotic enough. So he aimed straight at the one man who can turn any topic into a full-blown drama starring himself, Donald Trump. What began as a casual monologue quickly spiraled into a no-holds-barred roast. Within minutes, Kimmel had transformed the stage into a comedic battleground where the guest of dishonor didn't even need to show up.
Secretary of the Treasury to explain why.
Why didn't the president tell the public he was going to tear down the entire East Wing, which, as you know, is a part of the People's House?
I think this was a judgment call on the president. The president is a master builder. You know, I don't know. I assume that maybe parts of the East Wing, could have been asbestos, could have been mold.
Could have been some old Chinese food, could have been ghosts.
Somewhere, you could almost hear a golf club snapping in half. Kimmel didn't hold back for a second. Every exaggerated tale from Trump's greatest hits, the rallies, the nicknames, the endless victim speeches, got the razor-sharp, sarcastic dissection only Kimmel could deliver.
The only solution was to completely smash the whole place down. I wish the master builder would master build in private like the rest of us do. So far, Trump is behaving less like a president and more like a property brother. He blew up the East Wing. He redecorated the Oval Office. He paved over the Rose Garden. He added a golden hall of presidents, and he isn't done.
This house was not taken care of the way it was supposed to be. I take very good care of property.
It wasn't just a roast. It was a full-blown autopsy of Trump's ego, executed with surgical precision and a mischievous grin. Kimmel's timing was flawless, transforming political chaos into a comedy masterclass. At the heart of it all, Trump's endless craving for adoration, exposed under Kimmel's spotlight.
Himself, but emotionally react to things. One of the things that he's a narcissistic sociopath. That's the thing everyone has to kind of get used to. It's the reason why you cannot normalize him. You cannot treat him like a normal human being, because he's not. He is unwell. And that's why he can't follow. He's not going to be able to follow his lawyers.
Kimmel painted Trump as a man who checks TV ratings the way most people check their blood pressure, constantly, nervously, and with a doctor's note that says, "Please stop watching cable news." The image was flawless. Trump pacing around Mar-a-Lago, muttering about unfair treatment while Kimmel turned every tantrum into comedy gold. Then came the facial expressions. Kimmel could describe a single Trump frown and turn it into a full 3-act play. That trademark squint, half confusion, half existential dread, became a metaphor for everything that's unraveled since 2016. It was the face of a man trying to recall his lawyers. names and realizing he's already fired most of them. But the real brilliance wasn't just in the jokes, it was in the rhythm. Kimmel's timing was masterful. He knew exactly when to pause, roll his eyes, and drop a punchline so dry it could soak up a hurricane. He made Trump's "I'm the most persecuted man alive" routine sound like a rejected high school drama audition. By the end, the so-called political heavyweight had been whittled down to a rerun of his own reality show. Yet Kimmel didn't stop there. He dove deeper, exposing the contradictions. Every "I'm rich, I'm smart, everyone loves me" declaration that somehow always seems to surface right before another courtroom appearance. It was sharp, savage, and spectacularly funny.
Floors downstairs, I paid for them. Marble, the most beautiful marble you've ever seen. The white floors down in the palm room. The most beautiful floors, the most beautiful lights and chandeliers. And now it's starting to gleam like it should. It'll be the most beautiful ballroom anywhere in the world, I think.
Wait a minute. Is it possible that he's planning to sell the White House security deposit? Over the summer, Trump announced he was going to build a big, beautiful ballroom, but promised it would not in any way affect the structure of the White House, and then he demolished the White House.
Kimmel framed the whole spectacle like a tragic comic opera, starring a main character who can't admit his once loyal chorus has wandered off to find better gigs. Then came the parody moments. Kimmel's gift isn't in mimicking voices, but in capturing mannerisms so precisely you can't unsee them. His version of Trump trying to explain basic facts looks like a man locked in battle with invisible math problems. Every gesture, squint, and awkward pause is orchestrated perfectly, an entire symphony of confusion. Meanwhile, George Conway takes a different approach. He skips slapstick and dives straight into substance with a sting. To him, Trump's never-ending legal drama plays out like an interactive comedy special titled "How to Lose a Case in 10 Easy Steps." Every indictment becomes a punchline. Every departing lawyer, a new episode of Law and Disorder. He doesn't need a laugh track, just the echo of courtroom doors closing for emphasis. The irony? Conway once belonged to that very world he now dissects with surgical precision.
He played right into the plaintiff's hands in the E. Jean Carroll case. They're trying to show basically he's a jerk. And what does he do? He acts like a jerk right in front of the jury. He shows disrespect for the jury. And, the fact of the matter is he's saying, oh, none of this ever happened. Well, okay, where's your testimony? That is the problem. And all of those people end up being fascists. You were right after January 6th. And I think it's a disgrace that you now sit here and try to defend him when basically he's done nothing.
Conway has front-row experience in political absurdity, and now he narrates it like a historian of chaos. There's something hilariously poetic about that, like a former magician revealing the secrets behind every trick, only to admit the magician never knew the difference between illusion and delusion. Together, Kimmel and Conway created the political comedy crossover no one asked for, but everyone needed. Kimmel's audience laughed. Conway's followers nodded in weary amusement. It wasn't just entertainment, it was catharsis for anyone who's endured a decade of political theater and thought, surely this can't get any weirder. Spoiler alert, it always does. Kimmel's genius lies in his chaos control. He takes Trump's grandiosity and flips it inside out, transforming the self-proclaimed deal-maker into the world's most overconfident game show contestant, except every prize is another subpoena. He hardly needs to exaggerate. Reality does that for him. Kimmel just sprinkles punchlines like salt on a self-inflicted wound. One of his sharpest bits came when he compared Trump's campaign slogans to motivational posters in a failing gym. Lots of hype, zero results. The kind that make you want to take a nap instead of taking action. It was brutal, brilliant, and unmistakably Kimmel
Our president doing this.
Hello, everyone. It's President Donald J. Trump, and it's Trump time. Check out this red beauty. It's one of my new watches. Wear it proudly on your wrist.
Yeah. Don't wear it around your neck. I don't want to get sued.
Wear it proudly on your wrist, and everyone will know exactly what it's for.
That's right. In case you live in an area where people don't...
The image lingered. Trump pacing in circles, giving himself pep talks while everyone else quietly edged toward the exits. Meanwhile, Conway took the legal chaos and turned it into a masterclass in irony. He didn't have to mock Trump's defenses. They did that all on their own. He painted scenes of lawyers quitting faster than interns at a collapsing startup, each realizing too late that representing Trump is like trying to babysit a tornado. Every statement, tweet, and courtroom appearance became another exhibit in the museum of self-inflicted damage. Conway didn't yell or rant. He let the absurdity speak for itself. Each claim, each boast transformed into a running gag. By the end, Trump no longer felt like a real person, just a character trapped in a never-ending episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm without the self-awareness. And somehow, through all the mockery and mayhem, both Kimmel and Conway managed to reveal an uncomfortable, brilliant truth beneath the laughter.
Lifelong Republican, you're now a very well-known, outspoken critic, I think it's fair to say, of the president. Mick thinks it's unfair to talk about fascism, authoritarianism. He didn't accept any of the examples I gave. Why do you think Trump is an authoritarian?
Because of the very things that Mick wrote about in 2020. He thought it was possible that Donald Trump would ignore the results of the 2020 election. That's a fact.
Kimmel embodies the loud, cathartic laughter of a crowd that's simply seen too much, while Conway represents the quiet, knowing smirk of someone who's seen exactly how the machine works. Together, they strike a rare comedic balance, loud and subtle, outrageous and surgical, all aimed at the one man who can't stand being laughed at. The beauty of it all is that Trump fuels his own satire. He provides comedians with endless material, the way a magician accidentally gives away his secrets, frequently and without realizing it. Every post, every rant, every meltdown feeds the next wave of punchlines. Kimmel and Conway are like two chefs in a five-star kitchen that specializes in chaos flambé. Kimmel brings the emotional core. He translates absurdity into something universally relatable. You don't have to understand politics to laugh, you just have to appreciate irony. Watching him mock Trump's contradictions feels like hearing someone finally say what everyone's been thinking, only funnier, louder, and better lit. And no Kimmel monologue is complete without a pop culture twist. He ties in celebrity analogies as if he's building a cinematic universe of political comedy. Trump becomes the star of a reality show that never got canceled, mainly because no one can agree on who actually owns the rights. One part mockery, one part therapy, pure entertainment perfection.
He wore top hats. Trump doesn't even wear a watch. I mean, seriously, it's only a matter of time before we're swearing in President Jake from State Farm. These watches, by the way, are not too good according to some of the reviews. Like this one, my daughter's ordered a Trump watch and after 5 months of waiting have not received anything. It's a shame this company is not holding to President Trump's high standards. I have bad news for you, honey. They are holding exactly to Trump.
By the time Kimmel's finished, Trump's image has morphed from powerful leader to the guy who yells at clouds and calls it strategy. It's merciless, hilarious, and you can almost see Kimmel savoring every absurd moment. He thrives on the ridiculousness of it all, the idea that someone could turn politics into a non-stop content machine. You don't just laugh, you smirk and mutter, "That's brutal." Both men have made Trump's chaos their playground, Kimmel for the laughter, Conway for the poetic justice. The outrage itself fuels the humor like jet fuel, each new rant or post transforming into the next setup, waiting for its punchline. And somehow it's deeply satisfying. After years of dominating every conversation, Trump has finally become the conversation's punchline, his own endless performance now met with a nation's knowing laughter.
He's also a pathological liar because he continued after people who came into the White House and told him, "You lost." And he didn't want to believe them. He brought in other people. No staff person could prevent him from doing that. He wanted somebody to justify his lies. He is a pathological liar with no moral conscience, no decency, no...
Jimmy Kimmel gleefully dismantles the Trump myth while George Conway wields a scalpel of sarcasm. Two very different voices, dissecting the same political phenomenon from opposite angles, one with jokes that sting, the other with analysis that hurts. By the time the laughter fades, it's clear this is more than comedy. It's a chronicle of an era where absurdity became normal and humor the only way to survive it. Kimmel is already scheming his next monologue. Conway drafting another column that cuts like lemon juice on a paper cut. It's the modern political cycle: chaos, comedy, repeat. And if Trump ever wonders why everyone is laughing, the answer is simple. You can't help it when the show never ends, and the material keeps delivering itself. Endlessly absurd, endlessly entertaining.